Hey guys, this is SoFlo Josh, and today I'm currently here at Acura of Pembroke Pines to film the all-new 2021 Acura TLX Type S. Now, the Type S model has been completely gone from the game for 13 plus years. And I gotta say, Acura came back with a very strong sedan. Alright, so up front here, you have a completely different fascia from your A-spec model. You have these slots here that are better for cooling. They're open up for the Pentagon grille. You also have your safety tech right here that's standard from the base trim up. So no matter what trim you get out of the TLX, you get your safety tech standard. You have a front splitter right here that is completely unique to the Type S. You also have openings here. There's no longer a fog lamp here. Just letting you guys know, you cannot add a fog lamp into this area due to the fact that this is cooling for the intercooler for the turbo. You also do have more cooling on this side, but it's mostly just closed here, but it's a vent that goes to the brake calipers so then they can get cooled. You have your beautiful LED jewel eye system with your chicane daytime running light at the bottom. Now, for the side of the vehicle, you have these beautiful 20-inch rims. They are all-season tires. They are Pirelli. There is a Y-spoke rim that you can also get that has high-performance summer tires, which is really great for the track. You have your 4-piston front caliber brakes by Brembo. This is really great for biting, especially when you're on track or driving on the road, of course. You have your beautiful line that goes from the beginning of the fender all the way throughout, as you see right here. And by the way, this color that you're seeing right now is the Tiger Eye Pearl. And personally, this is one of my favorite colors for the TLX. Out of all of them, the Apex Blue, of course, would be my second. But this is a Type S exclusive color. You cannot get this on the regular TLX. So back here, you have your quad outlet exhaust finished. And you have a baffled exhaust as well. That one opens up when you put it in sport mode. You have your rear diffuser right here, exclusive again to the Type S. You also have your Type S badge there. And you have your rear deck lid spoiler that you can also get in the carbon fiber option for the rear deck lid and the diffuser. So getting into the car, we're here in the back seat. So I have it positioned and where I would sit basically. So let's go ahead and get inside. And getting inside is very comfortable actually. I have a lot of space here in the car. As you see, a lot of room. You have your air vents, perfect for your kids in the back or your occupants in the back. You have your suede Alcantara finished here for the Acura Type S. You do also get this in the A-spec, of course, but you have that as standard. ELS 3D Studio audio system. You'll see it throughout the cabin. You do have the ones mounted to the top where the handles are at, which is awesome for ambient sound, of course. So this is a really great back end. Let me show you the headroom. I have roughly, I would say, about 1.5 inches of headroom. I'm 6 foot tall, so this is very great for, you know, rear occupants who are 6 foot, of course. So let's go ahead and get to the front seat of the cabin. And getting into the front, the door opens very wide. It's a very large door. It kind of gives you that coupe feeling, the way how large it is. You have your beautiful Type S steering wheel. You also have your your middle digital gauge with your analog gauges right here. You have all your amenities that you need for your everyday driving. Remember, this is a Type S. This isn't a Type R, so you could take this to the track, but remember that, you know, this is for everyday driving, and I think they did a phenomenal job at that. You have your glove compartment here, as you see, and I think they did a phenomenal job. Like I was mentioning right here, I don't know if you can see it, but you do have your speaker grills up here with your handle, and you also do have a sunroof that's standard as well. Remember, this is the everyday driving car, but with performance like I've mentioned. So let's go ahead and take it for a drive. All right, so now that we're in the car, you have a beautifully designed dash, as you see. This is Acura's new one-to-one positioning touchpad right here. You put your finger, let me take it to the home, put your finger right here. It's right on the navigation. You go there, boom. Everything's right there. I love this touchpad. It takes time to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's very easy, straightforward. You have your beautiful dash, traditional analog gauges. They're very Type S, as in the original Acura RSX Type S had these exact same gauges in the front. You have your middle gauge that is a digital display, shows your speed, also shows super handling all-wheel drive, the torque distribution between which wheel is gaining more traction over the other one. As you see, you also have your passenger or driver's side information whenever you change certain things to it. You also have a sunroof in this one that's very good for, even though this is a Type S, they made it more as in you can go ahead and have your luxury amenities compared to a Type R model that takes away those luxury amenities, more for a hardcore racing type of vehicle. You have your wireless touch pad right here. You also have very nicely done. I love this steering wheel. Actually, it's very, very nice and bolstered. Perfect 993 grip right here on the top. You have your paddle shifters that are done in aluminum, of course. So let's go ahead and take it out for a drive here. Let's put it in drive and let's go. So the Acura TLX Type S is actually a very important model within the lineup. This is going to start the whole entire revolution for performance within the Acura brand, gaining that performance trust that we've had back in the 80s and the 90s. And this model is powered by a 3-liter twin-scroll turbo. This is not a twin turbo, twin-scroll turbo, producing 355 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque to all 4 wheels via the in-house 10-speed automatic. The 10-speed automatic, compared to the A-spec, has been beefed up to take all the strain from the V6 itself and the horsepower as well. You also have, like I mentioned before, your electro servo brakes in the front. They are 4-piston caliber Brembo brakes, and they do phenomenal at stopping, actually. The bike grab is very, very good. So we're going to go ahead and take it out to this road. Right now I have it as normal. I'm not going to put it in sport yet until I get to this certain road. But it feels very comfortable for a, sport-oriented model. And I think the fact that they did that primarily to have it more of an everyday driver than, let's say, for example, a BMW M340i, that you feel all that roughness no matter what you put it in comfort mode, Eco Pro, anything like that. I think that's a great thing that Acura decided to go ahead and do that. The model, of course, like I mentioned, is powered by that V6, and this V6 is completely new. It is a 3-liter. It's no longer a 3.5 liter. They have basically gotten the people from the Type R division, the NSX division, to incorporate this engine into this model, as well as the MDX Type S, like I mentioned, that's coming out at a later time this year. So, another thing about this car, they did a lot of bracing around to incorporate a lot of stiffness. You also have perfectly mounted double wishbone front suspension to harken back to that old, Integra Type R, where it had the double wishbone front suspension. And I really love the fact that they incorporated that. You really feel a lot of nice balance between while you're driving this vehicle. So yes, the creature comforts of this car is really good. You have your automatic seating climate. You have ventilated and heating seats, which is very good for, especially over here in South Florida. It's majority of the time it's very hot, so having it in cool for the seats is very, very great. But yeah, driving it right now at 40 miles per hour is pretty good. But once we get into this back road, I'm going to show you. This also does have a Sport Plus mode that is exclusive to the Type S. It is no longer in the other Acura models. So let's go ahead and put it into Sport Plus now. We're going to take this corner, and we're going to go ahead and go on throttle. You feel that 355 horsepower, right, through that video? And man, I gotta tell you, I think they did a phenomenal job with this engine. It doesn't even feel like 355 horsepower, let me tell you. This car weighs 4,000 pounds, okay? This engine probably produces even more than 355 horsepower. I can guarantee you that right now. A lot of automakers tend to underrate their engines, and I think that, you know, Acura has done that with this model. And it probably produces around 380 horsepower, but you know, for legal reasons, they can't really put that on the paper. But overall, that throttle response was just great. You felt it push back. That transmission shift was on point. It felt like a DCT immediately when it shifted up to the next gear. So I really like that. I think Acura did a phenomenal job with that specifically to incorporate more of a sporty feeling. You know, and the downshifts are actually 80% better than the A-Spec transmission. And of course, you already hear the pops, you already hear the exhaust from the back. I'm going to go ahead and shift it myself now. Yeah, this is this is something else. I think Acura really took what they learned from the Civic Type R and the Acura NSX, and they incorporated it really, really well with this car. It shows that Acura is going back to their roots with precision crafted performance as their slogan from the 80s. They brought it back from the 80s and they now incorporate it within their slogan, and I think that's a really great thing that Acura did. I really applaud Acura for making this vehicle, especially in today's age, which a lot of cars are actually not doing any more performance versions, are just going electric. So boom, that gear shift is crisp and clean. It's probably one of the cleanest transmissions I've actually ever felt when it comes to shifts. And I've driven a bunch of BMWs that have the ZF 8-speed, and you know, usually ZF 8-speed have always been a very, very great transmission, but I think Acura has something here with this transmission. And I really hope to see it in other models, you know, whenever they do their ILX complete redesign for that model. I hope that we see something in that. Let's go ahead and put it back into normal mode now. And you see, you're already feeling comfortable while you're driving. You feel comfortable as all can be. The engine does also have cylinder deactivation. So instead of having all 6 cylinders firing at all the time, you can it can switch all the way to 4 cylinders, or I believe even 3 cylinders if I'm not mistaken. If not, I'll mention that down here right now. But they did a great job with how the engine feels and how crisp the suspension feels as well. Remember, these are adaptive suspensions too. They're off of the advanced model that you cannot get on the A-Spec model, so you can get this on the Type S. It comes standard completely. Also, I forgot to mention that the wheels, you can get a high-performance wheel, wide-spoke 20-inch rims. These rims also on this car are the exclusive ones for the Type S. You can't get them on the A-Spec or the other versions of the TLX. But overall, I have to say, I'm very pleased as to what Acura has created with this model. Like I mentioned before, they harken back to what they were in the 80s and the 90s. A performance brand, the Honda derivative version of a performance brand. And I think they're nailing it. I think we're going to see a lot of more Type S models coming out to the... We already know there's an MDX Type S coming. There's going to be a compact sedan Type S, of course, coming probably next year, hopefully, to replace the ILX model as a whole. And there's going to be, of course, an RDX Type S that will be coming out for the 4th generation model. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Acura does, and I think they're in the right spot right now. They're getting all the hype for this Type S brand as a whole has just gone up. It's elevated to 1,000, and I cannot wait to see what Acura has in store for us. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's review. I appreciate you guys watching today's review. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to get more views and everything like that. And I hope you guys enjoy. So to conclude the video, I want to make sure that I also say a thank you to Acura of Pembroke Pines, but I also want to say thank you to John here. He's a salesman as well as Oscar. He works here as well. Yeah, he's Oscar at Acura on Instagram. And also I want to say very much thank you to Gio from Acura of Pembroke Pines for allowing me to go ahead and review this beautiful Acura TLX Type S. So that's going to conclude today's video. I hope you guys enjoy.